When my co-founder and I met, we spent time in cardiac surgery and observed many procedures where we saw every second patient comes back twice or 3 or 4 times before they treat it successfully. And we looked into this and tried to understand what is the problem there. And we saw that really imaging and navigation, so understanding where you are and where you want to go in the heart is a main problem. And this is what we're addressing with LumaVision as a technology. When doctors perform these procedures, what they do is they insert small tubes, small catheters with a diameter of 2 to 3 millimeters in the groin. And then they advance these catheters up into the heart through the inferior vena cava, where they enter up in the right atrium. Then what they do is they cross over into the left side of the heart and perform ablation, so this scarring of tissue locally. And again, the problem there is that they don't have any visual line of sight on this, which means if we have an imaging system placed on the right side of the heart, imaging the left side while another catheter is positioned up here for treatment, then we can provide orientation, guidance, and then also assessment when the ablation has been done. Doctors are performing treatment more or less in a black box procedure, so they're flying blind. And we want to provide a product which gives light in the heart, which gives them the view within the heart and gives them an understanding where they are, tells them where they need to go, and also if they've done the treatment successfully. We've built an end-to-end imaging system, which is very flexible. It's fully software defined, so we can be adopting our platform to where the market goes and also where the needs from the clinical side are.
Why we needed to do these different settings for the processing, because what's looking good in a high resolution 2D image doesn't really look good in a 3D image. So basically the processing needed to be different. Then of course we have different timings, because if you just have a 2D view, there's much less data to be displayed than a 3D view, and this all needs to be snappy and fluent, which is also data rate wise a huge difference.
Why do we use Qt is a good question. It's certainly an industry standard for C++ GUI applications. There's a lot of examples where Qt is used in medical devices, which is important for us. As a startup, we want to avoid risk. But then there's many other benefits, like it's cross-platform. When we do build-in testing, we always have the potential to deploy on Windows or Linux. And that's also a huge benefit. We can also look at mobile downstreams. And in Qt, there's a very powerful foundation of features we can use. Qt 3D is one. Using OpenGL rendering right away is very comfortable for getting started pretty quickly. It's also then using QML as a language, which is not always straightforward, but it's also a very direct tool, which is very well understood in this regard.
If you work with Vulkan is a very low-level concept, also very wordy, and lots of concepts are missing from Vulkan, the high-level concept that OpenGL provides. So we partnered with KDAB. They helped us, especially with the GUI design aspect, so basically how to architect the GUI and enable us to actually provide the features we need to provide to our customers, the doctors, the EPs that actually work with the catheters.
By switching from OpenGL to Vulkan, LumaVision will better be able to control the use of the GPU and leverage performance. While OpenGL is simpler to use, it also relies a lot more on the driver to do the right things. This poses a problem for time-critical applications, given we have very little control over what the driver actually does. On the flip side, Vulkan is a lot closer to the hardware and gives users more control. It comes at the expense of moving work that used to be done by the driver into the hands of the developers. It's a trade-off between GPU control and ease of development. For that reason, KDAB has been working on a new wrapper KDGPU. It simplifies the use of Vulkan by providing a more expressive API, taking care of resources management while also hiding developers from Vulkan-specific details. On top of that, to act as a replacement for Qt 3D, KDAB has developed a custom 3D renderer. It provides similar features while running on top of KDGPU and Vulkan.
We want to build it quickly and efficiently. Who's the right partner for that? KDAB brings a lot of expertise, and it also avoids that our team, which maybe can do the same task in 2 or 3 times the time, is focusing on activities which KDAB can bring better to the table. That's how we generally think in LumaVision, and for KDAB it has worked extremely well.